Let's cover a couple posture considerations for running, jumping, high impact exercise, just trying to make it up the stairs faster than your 2-year-old. Okay, so a couple posture things we want to look at to make your body more effective. I had a patient come in a couple weeks ago and she was complaining of prolapse. This was 2 years postpartum. She really wanted to start back to running and she really loved high impact exercise. She wanted to do jumping jacks and all kinds of crazy things where she was moving her body up and down, but her prolapse was stopping her from doing that. She really felt a heaviness down on her pelvic floor that was telling her body this is not good. So I asked her to do some jumping for me. All right, so here's a jump rope. I want to see you jump rope. As soon as she started jump roping, she let her chin come out. Okay, so she went to jump rope and she went like this, chin out. All right, so I had her tuck her chin and then jump rope again. And she goes, wow, I am 90% better. I feel significantly less pressure down on my pelvic floor. I almost can't feel my prolapse at all. And I said, okay, let's do a fun experiment. Let your chin come out and jump rope again. So she did, and she's like, oh my gosh, it's back. I can feel my prolapse. And I'm like, all right, tuck your chin, do it again. And she did, and she's like, wow, it's gone. So just like that, we changed her feeling of prolapse and the pressure down on her pelvic floor. All right, we didn't do any fancy exercises. I didn't ask her to tighten her pelvic floor, certainly not during her exercise, because the pelvic floor needs to move naturally. You don't want to hold it tight. All we did was a minor posture fix, so that was awesome. All right, so if there's one thing you take away when you go to jog up the stairs in your house, when you go to run across the street, or you want to do some high impact exercise, I want you to tuck your chin, okay? So a lot of women will run like this. Right? You see them at the park, okay? Look around. Watch these women run, especially the postpartum women. Their heads are out here. They're running. Oh, man, it looks terrible. So tuck your chin. Pretend you're Usain Bolt. Pretend you're a sprinter, all right? So get that chin in. The other thing that I want you to do is find a hill to walk up. And I want you to pretend that it's windy right in your face, straight up this hill. So I really want you to think ribs down, chin tucked, power up this hill. Okay, this is really going to align your entire system to make your pelvic floor more effective. Okay, it's going to prevent leaks and it's going to prevent prolapse and it's going to help prolapse heal. Because if you keep slipping into bad posture, that is tons of pressure down on your pelvic floor that is going to keep your pelvic floor from working. Okay, quick review of why it works the way it does. If I'm here, okay, this is my pelvis, and I let my chin come out, my pelvis tucks under. Okay? Pelvis tucks under. Looks pretty bad too, right? Okay, when this happens, it opens my pelvic cavity, opens my pelvic floor, and this is just loads of pressure down on the pelvic floor. Loads. Now if I bring my chin in, it pulls me up straight and tall, and then what happens? Oh, look. There's bone. It's not a tucked under position. You're sitting more on bone, which then, hey, the pelvic floor has some support. There's not so much pressure down on your pelvic floor causing leaks and causing prolapse. Okay, so I want chin in, and I want you to find a hill, treadmill at the gym, a hill in your neighborhood, find one somewhere, and I want you to think, tuck your chin, keep your ribs down, and then power up that hill. Now, check out the lesson on posture and diaphragm and getting your ribs down. Okay, if you're having trouble and you don't know how to get your ribs down and your ribs are flared open, the way you can tell is if you find your rib cage, trace your rib cage, and then put your thumbs right on the edge, so you're going along the bottom edge of your rib cage. This should be a 90-degree angle. It should not be way out here, okay? It should be 90 degrees, okay? So check that rib cage, feel along the bottom of your rib, and feel for the angle. And if you're out here, you know you really need to get those ribs in. All right, so go through all those modules for getting those ribs down and in, getting the muscles underneath your ribs responding. And then a couple things I want you to take away. You jog upstairs, cross the street, high impact, tuck your chin, get your ribs in. All right, you're ready to attack things, just like Usain Bolt. You're gonna be super fast. All right. The other thing I want you to think about is translation of force. So if you are a really heavy runner and you're like kaplop, 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 lots of upward, downward pressure, your feet are very heavy, you're putting tons of pressure down on your pelvic floor. So I want you to think about taking that momentum and putting it into forward momentum. so that you're going faster forward. You're not plopping down. Okay, this is very important for recovery of prolapse and prevention of leaks. Tuck your chin, ribs down, light on your feet. All right, so let's get you in shape and let's get your body feeling great.